Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandala Akaram, Vyaptam Yena Characharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidarpanam, Jai Gurudev. Welcome back everyone. After a long gap, we are starting Gita again, and it's kind of well timed with Dev Utani also. So Bhagwan is also awake and time for us also to wake up again. We have done till the 17th shloka of the 6th Adhyaay. So let's chant a little bit. 15 to 20 we'll chant and then we'll take it forward. I'm happy to see a little representation of the Shishus, Adesh and Kerya and Vedika, and also the Yuvas in Krishna and Ojas. So happy to see that our Shishus and Yuvas are also interested in the Gita. Let's chant. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. 15th to 20th. Yunjanevam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasaha shantim nirvana paramam matsyansthamadhigacchati natyashnatastu yogosti na chaikanta manashnata na chati swapnashilasya jagrato naiva charjuna yuktahara viharasya Yukta cheshtasya karmasu Yukta swapnavabodhasya Yogo bhavati dukkhaha Yada viniyatam chittam Atmanyeva vatisthate Nispraha sarvakamebhyo Yukta ityuchyate tada Yatha dipo nivatastho Nengate sopama smrita Yogino yat chittasya Yunjato yogamatmanaha Yatro paramate chittam Niruddham yoga sevaya Yatra chaivatmanatmanam Pashyannatmani tushtati. Om Tat Sat. We are on the 6th Adhyaay, which is mainly focusing on meditation. And meditation is one of the sadhanas that most sadhaks want to do, whether they are ready for it or they are not ready for it. Because it's the easiest thing to do. You don't have to do anything. Just sit down quietly, close your eyes, maybe have a little nap also. And when you tell them that this is not a sadhana for the new aspirant or for the spiritually immature aspirant, so they feel, no, I'm ready. I'm already been coming for satsang 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years. So I'm so very advanced. I'm spiritually advanced and I'm ready for Nididhyasana. That is, now ultimate, because they have heard Karma Yoga, then this yoga, that yoga, this thing, that thing. Finally, the last thing they have heard is Nididhyasana. So I am ready for Nididhyasana. I am told by the students. Then after one day, how do you do Nididhyasana? What is Nididhyasana? I am doing Nididhyasana, but what is Nididhyasana? One doesn't have the point of reference. So how do you know? What is the benchmark for being spiritually advanced? Do we even know what is the point of reference? Like, where do you have to reach? Do we even know that? See, if I know that if I have to come from Cuff Parade to SIVAA Centre, I know I have to come to Chembur. I know the destination. I know freeway se utro, then go here, there, turn, take a turn and come into Meraki Arena. But do you know exactly where you have to take the turn to reach moksha? Do you know what is that road? Do you know whether you have to go left, right or center? We don't know. So how do we know? Like, I can gauge on GPS. It takes, like I messaged just now, it will take me 25 minutes to reach. I message, right? I'm a little delayed, it will take me 25 minutes to reach. Do you know how many minutes, days, weeks, months, years, lifetimes is it going to take? We have no clue. So on what basis can one say I'm spiritually advanced? When you don't know the end point, how do you know if you are a beginner, middle, advanced, or you're not started the journey also yet? If you think you have started. So the idea is to forget about moksha. I'm telling you right now, because you don't know what is that moksha. So the point of reference to keep is my life becoming totally sattvic? Keep that as your goal, because that is something you can gauge. That is something you can evaluate. Am I becoming totally sattvic? Now there also lot of gray area, because you think you have become very sattvic, but there are layers and layers and layers of petals which need to be cleared, opened. When you think you have finished becoming sattvic about your exercise, let's say, then there is sattvic about food, Then there is sattvic about going to sleep at what time. Then there is sattvic about what time you're going to wake up. Then there is sattvic about your entertainment. Then there is sattvic about your satsang. Then there is sattvic about your studies. Hello, how can you even, it's not very easy to gauge. That's what I'm trying to say. And if there is even one drop of mud, forget poison. Forget poison. I'm saying even if there's one drop of mud in your glass of water, will you drink it? So therefore, every drop of yourself has to become sattvic. Every drop of yourself has to become sattvic. Because you have to go through the eye of a needle to enter that space. You have to go through the eye of a needle. And for that, you need a lot of abhyas. You need a lot of practice, okay? So what happens when a aspirant, a seeker, declares himself advanced? He has decided, I am an advanced student. Now I don't need to do Karma Yoga anymore. I don't need to do Upasana anymore. I don't need any more purification. Now I am very pure. I have become, so I need to go directly to, for Shravan Bhavan, sab kuch ho gaya. Now directly Nididhyasana. So what's the danger? Abhiman to pehle se, yes, definitely Abhiman. Definitely Abhiman. Why is the time wasted?
Because he hasn't crossed the first two.
So what happens?
So what happens is he might probably go there, he will not do the Nididhyasana properly, and he might totally drop off from
Correct.
the spiritual.
So let's understand it clearly. So he will stop doing the preliminary sadhanas. So if you stop doing the preliminary sadhanas, you will never reach the advanced sadhana, because it's a grade. It's a graded practice. So neither the preliminary practices are happening, and the advanced practice will obviously not have an effect if the preliminary practice is not done. So neither preliminary nor advanced is happening properly. How can he reach his goal? Not able to. So this is the danger, okay? So this wonderful Gita, it is so beautifully and so fabulously composed, sung, that it grades. It starts with such simple understandings with Sankhya Yoga. You think we have got the whole Gyan in chapter 2. But it's not like that. And directly from chapter 2, you think now Sarva Dharma Parityaga. Jump directly to 18th chapter. What about in between? So that is meant for who? So every sadhana is graded. Every practice is graded. Every lesson is graded. If you don't understand one lesson, the aage wala lesson, impossible to get that teaching. Means you'll hear it, you'll write it, but whether you will be able to understand it, absorb it and implement it is doubtful. So this journey which we are on, I call it self-unfoldment. Self-unfoldment, because we have to unfold. We are closed up. We are living in a very limited and a closed understanding of ourselves. So petal by petal, it is unfolding. Petal by petal, we are opening up. And how will I know where I am on this graded teaching practice? How will I know? You know that we did sadhana panchakam, spiritual ladder. So how will I know on which step of the ladder I am? How will I know? I'm asking you. Guru can tell. You cannot tell. The Guru has to tell, because the Guru can see you unfolding when you are in satsang. The Guru can see through your acharan, through your questions, through your sadhanas. The Guru can see through and through. What you cannot see, the Guru can see. The Guru can estimate. Because even the Guru cannot say, I know for sure. I say Guru can estimate where you stand, like a doctor will give a prescription medicine for different grades of fever, for different levels of diabetes, like that the Guru can give different grades of sadhanas to suit you specifically. But if you do not attend satsang at all and once in a while show your face, then that Guru cannot do anything for you also. So let us understand once and for all. And of course, as Rajesh clearly said, if you start evaluating yourself, ek to abhiman, ahankar, I am too good, I know everything. Or it can go also the opposite way, where you think I am buddhu, I don't understand anything. So it can end in low self-esteem. So either way it can go. So there is a danger in trying to judge where you stand. Of course, introspection is good, but don't invent sadhanas for yourself. Don't jump into sadhanas where the Guru has not taken you yet. The Guru is recommending some sadhana, do that. Right? So first comes what? Purification of the self. And I know you think I'm like a stuck record. Go on saying purification, purification. Sometimes I see the thing on the face, oh God, again she's talking about purification. But I can't help it. It's there. So purification requires Karma Yoga and Upasana. Both these are taking care of purification. Karma Yoga takes care of karma, action in the outside world, and Upasana takes care of action in the inner world. It creates bhakti, it creates devotion. Even your puja, path, jap, all the Upasana activities have to be done in Karma Yoga bhav. Not every time going and begging to God, give me this, give me that. Right? I'm praying to you out of joy, not out of getting something back in return. And in this process, the Shat Sampatis will help you. Samadama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan. Okay? When all this purification, and how will you know whether your purification is happening or not? Your mind will go more towards Bhagwan than towards Sansar. Your choices of what you will do will go more towards Adhyatma or self-purification or to Bhagwan in whichever way, Sakar or Nirakar, whichever way you want to see Bhagwan, instead of getting attracted more and more into Sansar. So you'll know in some way कि हाँ थोड़ा change हुआ है. I am experiencing some change of mindset. So when that happens, and only after that happens, will Vivek happen in you. You will now understand this is Sat, this is Asat, this is Sat, this is Mithya. So only with that purification, is it not logical? Is it not logical? Only when the mind becomes pure will you be able to distinguish between truth, untruth and illusion. So you'll get Vivek. Then when you'll get Vivek and you'll understand, Arey, this is the temporary, this is the permanent. So which do I want? Temporary happiness or permanent happiness? Permanent happiness. So what is the next step that will happen? Vairagya of temporary happiness. So purification is always followed by Vivek. Vivek is always followed by Vairagya. What we try to do, I must drop this habit. I must have Vairagya of this habit. Arey, but how you'll have? You have forgotten the first few steps. So that is why our habits don't change. That is why we don't get any Vairagya. And once Vivek and Vairagya happens, now lot of traffic jam, lot of confusion, mess in the mind clears out. Lot of the disturbances clear out. Without Vairagya, your mind is jumping like a monkey. Now you can concentrate. Now you can focus on one point. So the concentration comes in. And once concentration is perfected and mastered, then meditation can happen. So that is the grading. Alright? So up till now, Adhyaay 6 has taught us the basic things that we require to start a meditation process. To start. Don't forget, this is in the 6th Adhyaay only. So if you remember, Shlok 10. Shlok 10 tells you if you want to start a meditation process, what should you do? Live in seclusion. Live in seclusion. Now these are practical, literal instructions also, and they are symbolic instructions also, which interpretation we did it when we did the shloka. So live in seclusion and have a disciplined mind and a disciplined body. After that, you have practiced, you have got that, then Shlok 11 came. What should be the kind of place in which you should try to meditate? Remember, not too high, not too low, etc. Then, after that place is Nishchit. Then in 13th Shloka, how should your posture be? And how should your gaze be? So those instructions were given to us. See how methodically, point by point. And once your posture, asana is proper, once your drishti is proper, your gaze is proper, then in 14th, abhi bahar ka sab ho gaya, inside, chastity and fearlessness. Don't be afraid. Some people are afraid to meditate. Arey, vairagya ho jayega to. We want vairagya, but we are afraid of vairagya also. And then 16th and 17th, very practical. My God, this is Bhagwan. Bhagwan has taken avatar on earth and he's telling you how much to eat. He's telling you how much to sleep. He's telling you how much to work and how much to have recreation. From where to where? Because out of his compassion, out of his kripa, he knows in Kali Yuga, this instruction will be of great use. So he has come to tell us this. Now he has come to tell us this from which lok he has come to this dharti for you and me. And if we don't follow then, but he doesn't care. He still will do it. You follow or you don't follow. If your husband does not smile with you, say thank you when you give chai in the morning, you don't want to give chai the next day. But Bhagwan says, आप करो या ना करो, smile करो, करो ना करो, साधना करो ना करो, मैं तो बोलूँगा, मैं तो समझाऊँगा. And that all we are doing for last 15 years. Okay. So 18th Adhyaay, 18th Shloka onwards. What is the use? What is the benefit? I have to do so many things. Sit like this, look like this, find one place like this, put one asana like this, be fearless, be purify, have vivek. Is there any benefit in all this? Why should I do? Because nobody wants to do if you don't know the benefit. That is why all the rishis know in every stotram they will give one phalashruti. You do this, Baba, ye phal to milega. Without phal, we don't want to do anything. So here also Bhagwan is now going to give you the benefit that you will accrue on doing the meditation practice correctly. Correctly. That is important. It has to be done correctly, not what you feel like doing. And you have to do according to what he has instructed in Bhagavad Gita, not on YouTube. Because that also happens very often. Then you are waiting, you're sitting like that, you're waiting for the green light, blue light, you're waiting for hearing the trumpet, maybe waiting to hear some veena. It's not like that. Okay, you will see yourself. Okay. So let's go directly now to the 18th shloka of Adhyaay 6. Let's chant it once again. Yada viniyatam chittam atmanyeva vatisthate Nispruha sarvakamebhyo yukta ityuchyate tada. When the mind, which is thoroughly disciplined, gets riveted on God alone, then the person who is free from yearning for all enjoyments is said to be established in yoga. Let's take the meanings first, as we always do. Yada, when. Viniyatam, controlled, restrained. Chittam, mind. Avatishthate, rests. Atmani eva, in the self alone, eva, alone, in the self alone, in the Atma alone. Means nowhere else. Nispriha means a yogi who has become free from desires. Sarva kamebhya, desires for what? All objects, enjoyments. Sarva, all. Kamebhya, all desires. He is free from all desires. Seen and unseen. What is unseen?
Which are still within you. The desires which are still within you, which have not yet come to with.
Can be. Huh? Vasana only she said, and which have not triggered forward maybe, but there is one more also idea. Heaven. People do actions for afterlife. Punya milega, swarg mein jayenge. So not even hankering for that, I want to go to heaven. You're doing the action for no object seen or unseen in this life or in the afterlife. I had to explain quite in detail to somebody from SIVAA only. Hare, if you don't want to do action for going to heaven, then for what you are doing the action? So this is a common belief that we have to do punya because we have to go to heaven. So why not go to heaven? Why not go to heaven? After heaven, there's just brownie points. You are earning some brownie points. Go to heaven, enjoy whatever you want to enjoy, and then you have to come back over here, chakki pisawing once again, starting from zero. Okay? So Swarg is not the end that we are looking for. It's not the goal that we are looking for. Tada, then Uchyate, it is said, Yukta, established in the self. If you put it all together, you will get when the controlled mind rests in the self alone, a yogi who has become free from all hankering for desirable objects, seen and unseen, then he is said to be established in the self, established in Atma. So here we are getting some signs of how a correct meditation practice should be happening. Okay? If you follow these instructions, you will get the correct result. So there are some benefits which are being given to us, but the benefits have that small print, that comes in the guarantee. You have to follow the instructions carefully. If you want a guarantee of your food processor, you have to follow the instructions properly. If you misuse your food processor, we will not give you the guarantee. So here also one, what is it called? legal language is caveat. And caveat is given that you follow the instructions properly, then you will get this benefit. Okay. So up till now, Bhagwan is assuming that from second Adhyaay till this shloka of the 6th Adhyaay, you have been practicing purification. You have been doing Karma Yoga, you have been doing Upasana, you have been practicing Shama, Dama, Uparama, Shraddha, Titiksha, Samadhan. You have been doing all those things. Okay? So now, 2 more conditions. Make sure you are ready for that. What is that? Yada viniyatam chittam. Is your mind thoroughly disciplined by now? So if you want your meditation practice to be successful, you have to have a very disciplined mind. Mind goes on galloping. It's really very difficult to discipline it. Sometimes it goes from one thought to another thought. Sometimes it goes from one country to another country in a matter of a nanosecond. Sometimes it will go from one object to another object, emotion to emotion, object to object, desire to desire. So you remember when we did the allegory of the chariot in Bhagavad Gita. So there are horses, then there's a chariot, then there are reins, and Bhagwan is holding the reins of the chariot, and there is the Yajman of the chariot sitting at the back. So the horses were symbolic of what?
Senses.
Your senses, your faculties, your sense organs. They are running wildly in sansar. Yes or no? See, all your senses are bahir mukhi. All your senses are pointing outwards. Eyes are looking for objects. Ears are looking for sound. Smell. All these are the things which are attracting you. Where? Outside. But they are all tied together by reins. Reins is what? Man. Man has to be disciplined. If the reins are disciplined, the horses can be guided left, right, fast, slow, center. If the rein is too loose, the horses will gallop like anything. If the reins are not guided properly, the horse may go left, the horse may go right. Some horses may go left, some horses may go right, some horses may go straight, which is what is happening to our mind. Part of our mind is going here, because our rein is not held neither too tight nor too loose. If you hold it too tight, then you will not be able to experience the world. So then you'll have to live like this, which you cannot. So you need to keep your mind in such a way that it's guiding your sense organs, it's guiding your faculties of perception. And these reins are in the hands of Buddhi. Bhagwan symbolizing Buddhi. So a correct Buddhi, and a correct Buddhi is one that has developed Vivek. So how it all, it's like a beautiful jigsaw puzzle which all the pieces are just fitting in so extremely beautifully that the whole picture becomes clear. Where am I now? See, when you start a jigsaw puzzle, like there, sometimes I love doing just jigsaw puzzles. So sometimes I get 1,000 pieces of jigsaw puzzle, okay? You don't know anything. You don't know what is going where. So you look for one piece from where you can start. And generally the correct piece to start is the corner. So once you have the corners in place, then you look for the straight lines. Then you put the straight lines correctly. And from there the picture starts developing. So that is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita, that it's just giving us those corners from where to start. It's giving us the straight lines, and from there our entire life before is 1,000 pieces all scattered about, and slowly we are coming to the beautiful picture of how to unfold our own identity. That is the whole thing. So all this has to be brought under control. So the final outcome required is not just, you see, if the sense faculties are shut down, will your mind be at rest? No? Why? Inside vrittis are there. Outside world you can shut down. Live like this, aankh band karke, muh band karke. But what about the inside vrittis? What about the vasanas? What about your avguns? What about your aspirations? What about your desires? What about your grudges? What about your anger? They will rise. And if anyone has sat in a meditation practice, you have closed your eyes, अंदर से कुछ हो रहा है या मतलब problems are there, no? If no problem is there, you'll be thinking, has the bai come home and started cooking the food? So thoughts you cannot control. So that is why the idea is not just to close the outside. The idea is to bring the inside into stillness. That is the bottom line. And this thought, why does the thought arise? Why does any thought arise? What is the source of your thought? Desire. The source of your thought, the instigator of your thought is always a desire. So, and desire is what? Desire is what? It is an attachment. It is an attachment to a desired object or situation. So what is the bottom line? The bottom line is not to say, I should not have a desire to eat food. It is not about I should not have a desire to wear clothes. I mean, you should wear clothes. So the idea is to break the attachment, the yearning, the longing, without which you feel you cannot survive. So we are not trying to renounce the object per se. We are trying to renounce the attachment to the object. Why should we renounce the attachment to the desire? Why should we renounce the attachment to the object?
It is binding.
It is binding. Go further, deeper. Anything that binds you. Imagine your hands are bound by a rope. What will you feel?
No
He
freedom.
keeps coming back in a cycle of
What will you feel?
Tight.
bondage.
Bondage means what you will feel? Dukh. Dukh. Simple words. Your attachment is the cause of your dukh. And dukh has many different expressions. Therefore, get rid of attachment. Because it is, what is the dukh? Many times I have told you. What is the dukh that comes from attachment? First, before you get the object, there is
Thinking and anxiety.
restlessness. I want, I don't have, I want. This is dukh. This is dukh. This is viyog. This is dukh. Then, while you are having the object, what is the dukh? Arey khatam ho jayega to? It is going to finish, then again I will not have it. There is a dukh of that. What else? Somebody has more. That is also dukh. I wanted brownie, but she got a better one. Why didn't Ma make equal brownies for everyone? Why her brownie was bigger than my brownie? Like that. While having the object, also there is a dukh. Then, what else? Fear of loss, we have talked. Then, greed. I want more, but I'm not getting. All are finished. Everybody has eaten up the brownie. I wanted one more. Then again dukh. Then
obstacle comes in the way, then
Obstacle comes in the way. My dietitian stopped me from eating brownie today. Anger. Anger. Again dukh. Then I had. It was so good. Then on the weighing scale you'll get dukh, she's saying. True? True. The effect on the weighing scale you'll get dukh.
comparison to last time.
Comparison to last time. Last time was better, yeah. This time, I think she put some less sugar. Last time brownie was better. Abhi sukh mil raha hai, but we want to compare to last time. So whether you get the object, while getting the object, after getting the object, not getting the object, this object problem is only there because of the attachment to the memory of the sukh that you had with that object before. The memory of the sukh that you had with that object is the cause of your dukh. So your sukh is the cause of your dukh. Getting it? Therefore, Bhagavan says, don't be attached. It's not just like somebody is telling you don't be attached. There is a reason, there's a logic. So now, how to get over this attachment? So it comes with spiritual maturity. At some stage, you will understand the futility of running after these objects. You will understand the dukh that these objects or your attachment to these objects is creating. You'll understand the dukh. You'll experience it. Sometimes, the universe is so kind. The kripa of the universe is showering on you. Something that you wanted so badly. You really thought your life depended on it, but it did not come to you. It was snatched away from you. It was not there for you to enjoy. The Bhagwan is actually doing you a greatest favor by allowing you to experience the futility of that temporary sukh and hoping that you understand it. Hoping, because he's just giving you the opportunity. How usko understand karna hai is in your hands. And sometimes a big dukh is your window not to sukh. A big dukh is your window not to big sukh. It is to big anand. It is to anand. It is your window to anand. Bliss, permanent. Okay? So at some stage you'll say, okay, I got it. I have to be disciplined in my mind. This is the condition. Have a disciplined mind before you sit for meditation. Right? So at some stage you will say, okay, Bhagwan is saying so much, and this Mato for 10 years she's saying the same thing. So let me try to lead a spiritually disciplined life. Let me lead. Some urge comes, some calling comes from you. Let me lead a spiritually disciplined life. And that is what you call brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is nothing but leading a disciplined life. See the word brahmacharya. Brahma is Brahma. Acharya means acharan. The road, the marg which is leading you to Brahma. That is brahmacharya. It is not about just being a bachelor. Most bachelors are not brahmacharya, unfortunately. So just not being married doesn't make you brahmacharya. So what does it mean? A life where the actions are leading you to Brahma, brahmacharya. So you take a brahmachari vrat. So from now I take a vow of spiritual life. And this is not for everyone. It is for those who are spiritually mature. It is for those who have got a calling from within. Time now, I feel the need to lead this kind of life. What does it entail? Simple. Eat what is available and offered to you. not having 101 preferences about what to eat, not too much, not too less. Just how much your body requires to sustain itself. So simple. It's not some big thing, brahmacharya. How much to sleep? Not too much, not too less. Balancing your work and your recreation. Balance. If you have too much of work, then you should also have enough rest. If you don't have enough work to do, little rest is enough for you. Balancing it. Then, trying to change all your inputs and outputs from rajasic and tamasic to sattvic. Simple. And one of the very important aspects of brahmachari vrat is seva of guru. And slowly, the yearning or the attachment to sansaric vishayas will automatically become less and less as you keep walking on the path of brahmacharya. So this is good. I have a calling, I will do, I can do. Will I get moksha? If I do all these things, will I get moksha? Not yet. Because I said there were two conditions and this is only the first one yet. But till you finish the first one, the second one will not happen. So this shlok is really beautifully, it's unfolding very beautifully. What is the second condition? Brahmacharya is only the first condition. Atmaneva avatishthate. After having your mind disciplined, that mind must rest in the self alone. The mind must rest in the self alone. Atmani, in the self. Eva, alone. Because I can be really relaxed, lead a very good life, eat very well, sleep very well, work very well, do guru seva. But now my mind is fixed on that Netflix serial which I have to see. Then the condition of meditation is not going to happen. It must rest in the self alone for meditation. Otherwise, you can do whatever you want. I mean, we are talking about meditation. So, mind has to be established firmly in the self. Where is it established firmly right now? It is established firmly in Deha Nishtha. It is established firmly in the belief, I am this body. Because all your actions are catering to pamper and satisfy the needs and the wants and the greeds of your body. That is why you do any action. Because the body has to be satisfied. You eat not because you're hungry. You eat because you want to pamper your taste buds. You want to titillate your taste buds. If you're hungry and somebody gives you dry roti, you'll eat? No, you'll not eat. You'll want papad. Sorry, Gopal, that thing, I don't know from where it came in my mind. Because we were discussing papad on WhatsApp this morning, you see. Like that, you will look for things which are attractive to you. Because you are not really so hungry that you will die. Generally, we have really not allowed ourselves to ever feel so hungry that you will eat one sukhi roti. We have not even allowed our children to know what is real hunger. Before they are hungry, we they don't want to eat. Khao? Pehle khao, then mat khao. So, we want to get rid of the attachment to the body. Once we feed our body what they want, then let's say you wanted gulab jamun. The body want. Who wanted?
Body.
Ha. Body wanted gulab jamun. Atma doesn't want, na? And you are who? Atma or body? Atma. So you don't want. So your body wants. Now when the body wants Atma, body wants gulab jamun, you gave gulab jamun to your body, right? How did your mind feel? Happy. When you give and what the body wants, when you pamper the body and give the body what it wants, the mind feels happy. Are you mind? So you are not happy. You are not happy because you are not the mind. The mind is happy. You are not happy. So you are feeding what you are not to make something that you are not happy. And then what does the intellect do? It justifies the emotion of happiness. It justifies. It says, see, gulab jamun has sukh in it. When I had gulab jamun is the source of happiness. Because gulab jamun was there, I felt happy, therefore I must keep having gulab jamun. So what you are not, you are feeding. What you are not is feeling. And what you are not is justifying. And what you are is being neglected. Because you are Atma. You are Atma. And what is Atma doing while all this drama is happening? Simply witnessing. Oh, body is asking for gulab jamun. See, the mind asked gulab jamun. The hand came, took it, put it in the mouth. The teeth chewed it. Then the gullet swallowed it. Then the mind said, ah, wow, very nice. And the intellect said, good. Gulab jamun is the source of all happiness. Go on, have another one, have another one. See, the bowl is full still, have some more. And you, and Atma, who you are? बुद्धू है क्या समझ में नहीं आता है. What you are not, you are pampering, and what you are ignoring. But this is because you are not rested in the Atma. This is because you are rested in the body, mind, intellect. And the sad part is that we have got a very precious human life. This human life don't take for granted. It is only in this human life that you will ever liberate yourself from endless cycles of life and death. You cannot liberate yourself in death. You cannot liberate yourself if you go to heaven. You cannot liberate yourself if you were born an animal, bird, fish, insect, etc. You can only liberate yourself as a human being on earth. And all our time, precious time, on this earth, as a human being, what are we doing? We are pampering what we are not. We are feeling happy for what we are not. We are justifying our actions for what we are not. Is it not a waste of human life? But we are happy doing it, so it's okay, you can do. But you will not attain the ultimate goal of human life. The ultimate goal of human life, the ultimate purpose for which you have been given human birth, and you have been given human birth because you have earned it. It is your hard work of many lifetimes that has given you this human birth. And what are we doing with it? Somebody's given you Kohinoor diamond. And what you have done? You have put it as one paperweight. It's as foolish as that. Okay, but everyone has free choice, no? Everyone has free will. You are given opportunity. What you do with that opportunity, your choice. Nobody, Sanatan Dharma is not 10 commandments. Thou shalt. Thou shalt do whatever thou shalt want, and thou shalt get the consequences of whatever thou shalt do. That's it. Law of karma. Okay? So, how can I move from my temporary sukh, in which I'm indulging right now, to getting permanent, eternal bliss, Anand? So there are some recommendations. The first thing, after doing purification, etc., 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 now we have to bring that purified mind single-pointedly focused on one thing. Because from going from hundreds of things, we have to, and this is not just for spirituality. Ojas, if you want to study, do you not need to concentrate on the subject you are studying? You have to. Yes, Kharia? If you are watching television while studying, can you study properly? No. If you are looking at picture book while you are eating, can you eat properly? Neither you'll see the picture book properly nor you'll eat properly. So when you do an action, do one thing. And that is why we take great pride in saying we can multitask. We can multitask. The multitasker is doing no task properly. He's not doing any task. Because you have to do whatever you do with, remember Karma Yoga? Do everything with 100% focus, devotion, 100%. But if you are multitasking, the brain can only have 100. So 50 is here in this task and 50 is in this task. If you put 50% of your energy in anything, how you will get 100% result? You put 50%, you'll get 50% result. You put 25% energy, you'll get 25% result. Right? So multitasking does not exist. And because of multitasking, we cannot, because we have trained ourselves to multitask, we are not able to concentrate. And concentration is the precursor of meditation. If you do not know how to concentrate, you cannot meditate. At least Vedantic meditation you cannot do. There are other meditations where you don't have to do anything. Do nothing. Do nothing, fall asleep, no problem. But that's not the meditation we are talking about. So what to concentrate on? So Bhagwan and all the Shastras give us so many recommendations. You can concentrate on your breath. You can concentrate on a mantra. In one of the earlier shlokas, we had concentrate on the tip of your nose. In one of the earlier shlokas, we had concentrate on the middle of your forehead. Remember all these things? In Upasana, you concentrate on the Vigraha, on the image or the statue of Bhagwan in front of you. So there are many, many things that have been recommended. So have I to do all? No, do the one which suits you. Do the one in which you can concentrate the best. And I must have said this story many times. It is not my story, of course, you know, it is my Guruji's story. Swamiji always talks about. You remember? Bhains. So one sadhak comes to one Guruji and says, I want to learn, I want to meditate. So go sit there under the tree, wherever you want to sit and meditate. He comes back after trying a lot and he says, I'm not able to do it. Why? What happened? Every time I close my eyes, the picture of my bhains comes in front of me. He was a farmer. Buffalo, no? Bhains is what? Buffalo. The picture of buffalo comes in front of me. So the Guru says, focus on the bhains. Concentrate on the bhains, because instead of thinking of bhains and fasal and tractor and patni and roti and so many things, you just focus on bhains. So first, learn to concentrate. Instead of 100 things, concentrate on one thing. And that is needed before you can even start thinking of meditation. Then meditation can start. So these are the two conditions in this shloka. What are the two conditions? Can you tell me? You remember? First one? See? Huh? Disciplined mind. Disciplined mind. Second condition, what to do with, to have a disciplined mind, what should I have done earlier? Purified the mind. Without purifying the mind cannot be disciplined. So I've purified the mind, I've disciplined the mind, and what shall I do now with the disciplined mind? Rest it in Atmani Eva. Rest it in the self alone. Why Atma? Why Atma? Because it's permanent. Because it's eternal. If you rest it in anything else, everything else is temporary. How will you establish yourself in permanence? Because only Atma is permanent. Only Atma is eternal. Therefore, your focus can be permanent and eternal. If you rest it in your wife, she can change. Right? If you rest it in your job, it can change. If you rest it in your food, it can be over. Rest it in what is permanent and eternal. And only Atma is permanent and eternal. And what is the Atma doing? All this while you are resting in it? Witnessing. It is witnessing the actions of the body. It is witnessing the feelings of the mind. It is witnessing the justifications and the judgments of the intellect. And it is enlivening all these equipments. That's its job. Making all this equipment alive. That's its job. Nothing more. It doesn't do any action. It doesn't feel anything. It doesn't think anything. It simply witnesses. So when you learn the art of witnessing, how close you are to Atma. That is why this is such a beautiful sadhana. When you are witnessing, you are as close to Atma as possible because you are detached from body, mind, equipment. Body, mind, intellect. Those who are attending the Thursday satsangs when we did Dakshinamurti Stotram. So there, when you meditate, you do this Chin Mudra, Gyan Mudra, Chin Mudra. So I had explained over there. So there, why this is there for Dhyan? Why this Mudra is there for Dhyan? Because thumb is Paramatma. This index finger is Jivatma. Jivatma is now bowing down to Paramatma and uniting with Paramatma. And these three fingers is what? Body. Now you know why this was sign of body? Body, mind, intellect. Intellect here, longest finger. Why? Ahankar. Ahankar. So when these three fingers are separated and Jivatma bows down to Paramatma, you will become Yukta. You will be in union with Atma. But these have to be separate, not like this. Now, how to bring the mind to Atma? Where is Atma? What is the technique of bringing? Where is Atma? Who is Atma? What is Atma? And I have to rest in Atma. For knowing all this, you need time. For knowing all this, you need patience. And if we lead such busy lives, then we can never be acquainted with Atma. We need to be acquainted with Atma. See, if you want to go and live as a house guest in somebody's house, can you go into any stranger's house and live? You can't. you need to be acquainted with that person. So you have to acquaint yourself with Atma. You have to spend time with Atma. But we have no time because we are spending all the time with Sansar. Right? So where will I go to spend time with Atma? Tell me. Satsang. Come to satsang instead of going to party, cricket match, then golf match, then tennis match. then ये सब मैच चलता रहेगा, आत्मा बेचारा ठहरता रहेगा. No problem. Atma has all the patience in the world. Any lifetimes it can change. How many lakhs of lifetimes you want, it will wait. Right? So in satsang, you can connect with Atma. In sadhana, you can connect with Atma. But then, what about WhatsApp? Shall I do sadhana or shall I do WhatsApp? Shall I do sadhana or shall I do Netflix? Shall I do sadhana or shall I meet my friends for a after dinner coffee? Okay. Whatever. You can do whatever you want. When you will give yourself time and you will give yourself patience to connect with Atma, what you will experience is a fleeting experience of bliss. Ek jhalak. You will get a jhalak of the self. Anyone has got jhalak? Experience jhalak? I think some people have. You will experience that jhalak which will go away once you come out of meditation. It will go away, but it will be there. You will get the taste of that stillness. You get a taste of that silence. And I cannot explain that experience where you are just still and you feel so blissful. But then when you come out, it's gone. But that fleeting experience of bliss will be the motivation for you to go into that experience again and again. And you will need to go into that experience again and again and again and again for it to become permanent. It's just like a runner's high. So when a runner, a jogger or a track athlete, he runs, then endorphins get created in his body. And it is that aha moment when you feel high. And that high feeling is what makes you want to go and run again the next day. So, but this is endorphins. The endorphins come and the endorphins go. Even if you practice running every day and every day you experience the endorphin high can never become a permanent high. Whereas this bliss, this Anand, has the potential of becoming a permanent Anand. Irrespective of whether you are in meditation, whether you are in a railway station, whether you are in the market buying bhaji, whether your sandpapers are shouting stuff at you, no matter what is going on, that state of Anand is permanent inside. Because you know, main kaun hoon. You know that. Okay? So, what is that benefit? Bhagwan calls it yukta. See the shloka? There's one word, yukta. What will be the result of this disciplined mind which is resting in the Atmani eva, which is resting in the self alone? He says, Nispruha sarva kamebhya yukta ityuchyate tada. The one who has become free from all hankering, all thirst for all desirable objects, all enjoyments, seen and unseen, will be called yukta or yogi. Yukta. This is the first benefit that Bhagwan is giving you of a disciplined mind resting in the self, or meditation. Meditation is what? Disciplined mind resting in the self. That is the meaning of meditation. So Yukta is one who is united with that blissful experience of the Atma. United means what? United means what? Very important to understand the words, because if you don't understand, it will just be a word, vocabulary. United means what?
Just become one.
Become one, no duality. The idea of I am resting in Atma, there is no I and Atma. I, Atma becomes one. That is the meaning of united. That is the meaning of Yukta. So if there is no duality between I and Atma, there will never be a duality between I and object. If there is no duality between I and object, then there is no movement. See, when you want something, when there is a desire, there is movement. There is movement. I have to go and I have to get, right? But there is no dual. There is nothing else but I. So no movement. All action for attaining, all action for obtaining disappears. Because right now all our actions are for obtaining. All our actions are for attaining. At that time there is no attaining, there is no obtaining. There is no movement. If there is no movement, then there is stillness, which is what we want. Which is what we want. Stillness. Stillness means no ripples of vrittis in the mind. Like a still lake. No ripples. There's no ripples. You can see your face in the lake surface and you will see your face. But if there are ripples, you cannot see. You will see a distortion of your face. Similarly, see, okay, let's take it this way. When you want to go to an unknown destination, you don't know where it is. Like you want to go to Swamiji's ashram in Meera Road. And let's say you don't know where that ashram is. What will you do? Don't call me, huh? You'll go to Google Map. You'll put GPS, right? And when you put on the map, what you'll see? Where you are, and that this current location and destination location. And as you'll keep moving, what will be happening to your current location? You'll be moving. Huh? You see yourself moving. When you reach your destination, there is movement? No movement. You have reached your destination, there is no movement. When you have reached your destination, there is no movement. You have reached. There is no more to go. You have reached. You are in stillness. You are still. And that is the goal we want to reach. Why? Because that's the moment you will discover, main kaun hu. Till now you don't know. All right. It's quite difficult to understand. Bhagwan also knows that. So that's why he decided to write the 19th shloka. Let's read it. Yatha deepo nivatastho nengate sopama smrita yogino yata chittasya yunjato yogamatmanaha. Very short shloka, but explains it very clearly. As a flame does not flicker in a windless place, such is stated to be the picture of the disciplined mind of the yogi practicing meditation on God. Take the meanings. Yatha, as. Deepa, obviously, lamp, Deepak. Nivatastha, kept in a windless place. Kept in a place where there is no hava, no wind, no breeze. Nengate, na engate, does not flicker. Just like a lamp which is kept in a windless place does not flicker, Sopama, in the similar way, Smrita, one can say, Yogino, one can say the same thing happens to a yogi. Yogino, one can say of a yogi. Yata chittasya, whose mind is disciplined. Yunjata, who is engaged steadily in yogam, concentration and meditation. Atmanaha, on the Supreme Self or on the Atma. So just like you can see that a lamp which is kept in a place where there is no wind, the flame doesn't flicker. In the same way, a yogi whose mind is disciplined and who is engaged, who is established, who is immersed in deep meditation on Bhagwan, his mind also does not flicker. So you see this diya which is here, this flame. What is happening to the flame? Flickering. So a flame will always keep dancing. It will always keep flickering. And if I remove this, more flickering will happen. See? More flickering. Yes or no?
Yes.
I better close it fast. So flame flickers from side to side. It is not set. It is not steady. Right? If there's a breeze, and right now the draft is coming from the AC. So when I remove this, more flickering, more side to side. The word side to side is important. If you see a Havan Kund, and if you have done Havan at any time, the minute you put more ghee, oblation, the flame leaps up as if its tongue is trying to take the ghee. Yes or no? So when there's a breeze, it flickers. When more oblation is put into the fire, it jumps up. So basically, the flame is always flickering, and so is the mind. And so is the mind. The mind is also chanchal, like a flame. It keeps leaping about from side to side, stimulus to stimulus, object to object. Whatever the sense organs experience, there the mind will go. And if the sense organs are shut, you already know the internal vrittis will go on making the mind go here and there. So if I want to keep this flame in a diya, stop it from flickering, I have to put something. First I had put the small chimney, small glass. It was flickering even more. Then I asked Neha, you get this bigger one. So it is less flickering. If I want it completely to stop, I have to keep one even bigger chimney over here. Right or wrong? So the way to stop the mind from going from side to side is to give it a kavach. Give it a shield. This glass is a shield. what is this kavach? Which kavach I will give? Put this on my head. Samadama. Restraint of mind and restraint of sense organs. That is the kavach. Kavach means what? Shield, protection. And just like in Havan, I put the ghee, the flame is leaping. So I have to stop giving oblations to my mind. Means what? Stop putting extra samagri inside. All your desires, all your wishes. Thoda bhi dekha idhar, Amazon. And these people, you know, they are so smart. Black Friday. This thing, that thing. Anything to make you spend money. Diwali. Akshay Tritiya. Kuch bhi karo, paisa kharcha karo. And their sales means what, you know? Their sales means increase the price and then bring it down. So, put a kavach and stop putting oblations into the fire. Then what will happen? The flame will become steady. When the flame becomes steady, will it go side to side? No. Where will it go?
Straight.
Up. Up. Means where? Higher self. So beautiful. Beautiful allegory. So, when you meditate, you should have purified your mind. You should have learned to discipline it. Then it should be resting in the self. And while it's resting in the self, there should be a kavach. And there should be no extra oblations being poured into the fire of desires. And the one who does that is the yukta. The one who does that will be established in the self. Where he will go? Upwards. How are you guys doing? Enough or more? Enough? Lots already done, right? So much. Purify, oh my God, then this, then that, and this, that. I'm not forcing you. You can do as you please. Any questions relating to these two shlokas? Not just general questions, but anything related to these shlokas. If you have a doubt, if you need any clarification, you can ask. No?
You know, the ghee, offering the oblations is equivalent to giving in to your desire.
Correct. Putting ghee into the Havan Kund is equal to giving in to the desires. Yeah?
Why you had said that, once you had said before that focusing on the base is not the right thing.
Focusing on the best is not the end product, because that is concentration. That is only bringing you from many objects to one object. And now from one object, which is maybe bhais or breath or mantra or this or tip of nose, now you convert that to Bhagwan. Atmani eva. Now no longer think of bhais, think of Atma. But for that some spiritual maturity is required. But what is Atma? We don't know. For that, all that practice and abhyas and vairagya are required.
Can you repeat this last steps which you
Last step of what?
the steps which you
When you
No
meditate, you
oblations.
should have. You're talking about that. When you
No
meditate,
oblations.
you should have.
You
purified
just
your mind.
after the class you can just it. You know what I have realized that I'll give you a very concrete example. Yesterday after Mahabharat, I went to meet Swamiji because we had to discuss about Katha in December and I had to discuss about Ayodhya, and we must have discussed at least 100 points between the two things. And it was very important for me to come back and write it all down. so that put it in a format where because you can forget. So I think it's really a good idea. Maybe we can try it today itself. That don't immediately get up and start again going into sansar. Just make your notes, fare your notes. At least if you've missed a point, ask your neighbor, ask somebody. Take 5 minutes. Just, I don't know how to explain that, but just make sure you have everything understood correctly, and then you can get up. So you can ask someone who is around you. If you have missed a point, take it from them, because I cannot remember. I've not learned by heart whatever I've spoken, so it's just flowing. Okay, done for today? Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Gurudev. God bless.